that.
Now, Fox, you been in there with Morrell. What?
So
Let's switch it up. Morrell and Benavidez this weekend. What's going on?
I love this fight first and foremost. I love watching this fight. I had the opportunity being in camp with David Morrell. Um, so I know his punching power is real. I feel like his skills are real, right? But
You fought
I
him
don't know
though.
that he had. I did fight him. I mean, I think in that fight, typically, Coach Calvin will tell you that the fight doesn't really get started till around 6. My father stopped at around 4 because I was hurt. He tried to save me from myself because I mean I told him I would have went out on the stretch if I needed to. That don't matter to me, man. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, I got caught with a shot. Well, my father stopped the fight. It is what it is. Looking at him and David Benavidez, um, personally, I think I like Benavidez. Not that they more than have skills. I think it's gonna be one hell of a fight to be perfectly honest with you. But I think I think David has a little more experience and equal amount of skills as him, and so they probably punch. I never been there with Benavidez, so I don't know. But they probably punch the same amount of with the same amount of power, around the same amount of velocity, the same amount of speed. So I think if David gets to walk into him, I'm sorry, David Benavidez gets to walk into him, it uh it can really be bad. He has a good countering ability as well. So I'm gonna go with David Benavidez now. Not to take anything from David Morrell because I think he has a hell of a chance to crack David Benavidez because he does. Yeah, they both get hit, but I think I'm going with David Benavidez.
Mm. Kyrone, who you got?
I got Benavidez.
You got Benavidez. Stoppage,
Yeah.
distance.
Well, I don't know, man. It's funny, but you know what? I keep going back. um, Cuban fighters always be weird when it gets mixy. You know what I'm saying? Like every time it get mixy, a Cuban
Not
fighter
lying.
get a little weird. And I'm not even trying to,
I get
but
it.
I can't. I don't know if I trust his worth or like I don't know how far he willing to go. You know, I've looked Benavidez in his eyes. I know how far he willing to go. We and him have conversations. I can tell that he really a gangster when it comes to fighting. You know what I mean? You always look for that when you look into a fighter's eyes. You know what I'm saying? I don't see um the same care for boxing the way that Benavidez care for boxing. You know if that makes sense? Like I think Morrell do it because he's good at it. I think Benavidez is just like it's like man, this is all I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I think that's going to show up in the later rounds. I think there's going to be an exciting 3-4 rounds. But I think the experience is going to start to show because Benavidez has been in the bigger fights. This is the biggest fight that Morrell has ever been in. This is not the biggest fight for Benavidez. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He's gonna get in
just
there. This ain't bigger than Caleb Plant. This ain't bigger than
yeah.
this is a good fight for us boxing fans, but it ain't the biggest fight in the biggest arena well, maybe the biggest arena he main event, but not biggest arena like because he filmed Javante Davis cars. And everybody was coming there to see him shine too. You know what I'm saying? I think I think that the experience is gonna be up there, and I never been in there with Morrell. So I'm always telling you, like from the eye test, he looks good. I don't know, I never been touched by him. I don't know his speed like that, but from what I've seen, he doesn't throw his jab enough. Yeah, his feet placement be a little all over the place, and I think you can't make them kind of mistakes when you're in there with Benavidez. He's gonna have to be using the jab. He's gonna have to be turning them. He's gonna have to be hurting them, but he's gonna have to keep his feet under him because the punches is coming back. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be
And
no
hard.
it's not gonna be no exchanges where he gonna let his hands go and Benavidez is gonna be running up out the ring like a lot of the guys do. He gonna get hit. He gonna look at him and smile, and he gonna give him
Right.
something. So now what? Now what?
I
You
agree.
know what I mean?
I agree
It's gonna be like
100%.
now what? We're gonna find out what he's made of, and if he's made of the same stuff that Benavidez is made out of, I think we're gonna have a good night of boxing.
Mm.
Hell yeah.
Frank 86. Thank you for the $2. Blair Cobbs is cooking. No emotions, just facts. Blair, your thoughts on the Benavidez and Morrell fight?
I love the Benavidez camp. I don't know enough about um about Morrell. It's just honestly, it's just not enough that I'm seeing. But I do know that Morrell is a tough fighter. I just don't know how he's going to be able to like get around that ridiculous volume, and I haven't seen Morrell be the kind of fighter that has like some real good feet, like Caleb Plant. It was in like Caleb Plant couldn't nullify that volume. That
Facts.
volume is something, and it's volume from a guy that's not like Meldrick Taylor. It's volume from a guy that has very long, like a very long reach advantage. His range is crazy. You know what I mean?
He about
And he
as
has
tall as I am.
patience. Yeah, he has a very high volume, and he's still strong. So I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna fare. And then on top of that, I've seen things with Benavidez, man. Like, so what I said might be the only real option, but then you have to be talented to pull it off. You know what I'm saying? And you have to have a trainer and a camp that's literally dedicated to making sure that that game plan happens. If not, Benavidez is unstoppable, man. I can't even think of anything to actually to get this guy.
Well,
You have
if
to
you
you
want to
have to
be, if you
stop
want
his
to be,
his
if you want to be
autism.
Benavidez, if you want to be Benavidez, you gotta have great ring generalship.
Great
You
discipline.
you gotta be disciplined, which means
Absolutely.
you gotta be disciplined. You gotta have a good chin, and you gotta go to the body. It's, you can
I'm gonna
you
tell you something
see
like that too.
you've seen Gabriel kind of do it. I know that was a younger Benavidez, but you seen him kind of nullify some of that explosiveness. You gotta be disciplined, and you gotta keep it basic, and you gotta be and you gotta be mentally ready to go through what you're gonna go through, because no fighter is unbeatable, and he gotta have he gotta have a little bit of a B night. You know what I mean? A B plus night, B minus night,
So
where he's
I
just not on
did a
fire.
camp during COVID. I was doing a camp to be a backup for Benavidez. I feel like me and my dad worked in a hell of a game plan for that fight. You know what I'm saying? Basically what Kyrone is saying is right, man. Like, if you're not going to the body and you're not disciplined, and you don't have your feet up under, you don't have your head on straight, you're not gonna be there, man. I mean, even looking at Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant said, "Bro, I felt great until this motherfucker gave me that body shot." And the one body shot, and that changed my whole game plan. I'm holding more. I'm trying, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm more so surviving. He's like, I never really recovered. And I love how at the end of that fight, after all the shit they talk, it was so much respect, so much mutual respect. I respect Caleb Pound, respect David Benavidez like a motherfucker for something like that. But as I said, for this joint, I think David Benavidez has just a little bit more experience, and I think it's gonna carry him over a lot more. You know what I mean? He even has. I'll even go as far as to say he has a little more discipline. You know what I'm saying? He's more disciplined with his jab and countering and not being overzealous with when he has you hurt and or gets the opportunity to maybe stop you. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
You,
We'll see. But like I said, I think David Morrell has one hell of a punch too. So there's no way that we can say I can count him out. There's no way I can say, oh yeah, David Benavidez for sure. But
I think
I think I'm leaning that way.
I think Morrell has a slight shot, but he got to make his mind up like today of what he, you know what I mean? He got to make his mind up today, and I'm not sure if he has. Like one thing that
Ain't around the
David
Blair.
one thing David has is like he know that he's in a fight, and he knows he's going to get hit, and he knows there's going to be rough times. He already,
Right,
you know what I mean? He says it. You can see it in his demeanor. He know
right.
that
He don't
what
give a
he in
fuck
there
about that
with.
though.
But I haven't heard Morrell say anything about what happens when he get hit.
Yeah.
Like what happened? What happened when Morrell get hit
Yo,
on this shit?
What up,
Hey,
baby?
there go my boy.
what up,
What's
though?
up?